High school. It's laughter and tears, dramas and fights, makeups and breakups. I know it's a little childish and stupid, but it is high school. It's rushing to grow up and realizing that you want your youth back. It's jealousy and envy, rumors and gossip. It's growing up and meeting new people and meeting again those old friends who you had lost. So we asked a group of 18-year-olds to reflect on the time in high school, for the good days, the bad days, the weird days, and the general ugly days. So what is high school?
Challenge. A climb.
Relationship.
Experience. A journey.
Friendships.
The first thing I remember about high school would probably be the uniform. The blazer that never really fit me, and the first time my dad...
I felt like I was drowning.
I know. And then the first time my dad taught me to do the really weird tie that I could never do. That was really weird.
Yeah, I guess. Because I always remember in primary school we always used to have sweatshirts. And then I think it was a really big change going from sweatshirts to blazers. Because, I don't know, blazers is just what you grow up watching older people wear, and I don't know, just got, like a bit more responsibility on your shoulders.
I remember my parents were like, they bought me a blazer that was just a little bit too big.
Yeah.
And it didn't actually fit me till about year 9.
Oh,
that
was like exactly the same. Yeah. My mum was like, don't worry, you're growing.
Yeah,
you're growing.
I think the other big thing that scared me a lot about high school would be the transition from a really small school where you were in a class with one teacher to really big buildings with you had loads of different teachers and you had to travel from one place to the other. That was really scary. The thought about getting lost on your first day.
I think I must have got lost about 3 times that day. It was so bad.
I know.
I remember birthdays. I remember that summer where I just finished primary school and I was about to go into high school. So it was like that transition summer.
Yeah.
I remember for that whole summer, after I bought my uniform and my big boy stuff, I thought I was a big boy, I would spend time like trying on my blazer.
I remember that. I remember those.
Trying on my tie, because like being a kid when you wear a jumper,
dressing up.
Yeah, having a blazer, it makes you feel like, wow, I'm big now.
It makes you feel so sophisticated.
Okay, so the pros of year 7.
You're going to a new place. It's exciting. You're going to meet a lot more people. So
yeah,
you're looking forward to that.
And you get a whole load of new subjects to learn about. One of my friends, she taught me how to do one of those really short ties. Remember the girls with
the fashionable one.
Yeah.
I remember learning how to do it on YouTube.
Not used to the way things work in school. So I think you're just trying to grab hold of the ropes sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think it's also leaving your primary school friends who you become so accustomed to.
I think I remember it to be actually like quite scary because like knowing that like knowing that you were like the big fish in the primary school, and then now you have to start from the bottom again and kind of build up.
Yeah.
And I think that bit kind of, it just shocked me throughout the first few days, and then it just got terrifying going on.
I think also because our school is also a high school in the 6th form, so when we came in I remember thinking like the 6th formers, they were 18 and like some of them were even 19. I remember them being like really big and really scary and really intimidating looking.
And you were just like, look.
And I was like a little year 7. I remember that was quite scary.
You just gotta like look up like directly
look up like that.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, I just usually either played football or went to F block where it's like the music room, and we used to sit there.
No, you never.
Yeah, I did.
When?
Pause that shit.
This is our conversation.
So Martin, how do you normally spend your lunch time and break time?
You mean how we spend our lunch time?
Okay, how we spend our lunch time.
If breaking lunch, if we weren't eating in the canteen and we went to the library, and the library is an amazing place because it's warm when it's cold in winter, and it's
cold when it's hot in summer.
My first impression of you, I think I was pretty cautious or wary of you because I had never really spoken to you before, and so I never really knew who you were.
Yeah.
I think once we actually like started talking to each other, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, because you were fairly. I think we both had a lot in common, and then we kind of just went on from there.
Yeah.
Year 7 and 8, I used to play football like you. Then after a few balls in my face.
Say what?
Then after a few balls in my face. I mean, footballs, sorry. No, I couldn't start again. No.
I think my first impression would have been pretty similar. And then, like I said, once we got to know each other, it was much easier to like talk about things.
Yeah. When we would always finish the work first.
Yeah.
It was the same in history actually. We always used to finish, and then we always just used to sit there. And then it came to a point. It came to a point where we used to get hungry. So we thought, why don't we bring in some food? And then whenever we finished the work, we just kind of sit with the food under our table and kind of sneak it in. And that kind of came across with playing games on our phones as well, and then that's how that happened.
Yeah. At lunchtime, remember lunch when we had to run into the canteen?
Oh yeah, just to be first.
Just to be fair. I noticed like as you grow older in school,
you don't really
you run less and less to the point where you just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I remember in year 7, we used to go to the canteen like a
herd.
Like in the herd, in the next documentaries, where you see the gazelle just running across the savannah. That's what the year 7s were.
Yeah.
Running to the canteen, stampeding of each other.
I remember where we had the old building, and what was it? We had the huts, and there used to be like little gaps through each hut. So like, let's say kids who were actually thin enough to go through them, and then just to get in the front, and like that's just what we're doing it.
We met because we had history and English
together.
And then form as well.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were pretty smart.
Thank you.
I was always a bit like, gosh, she gets A's. She always used to get A's and beat me, and I was just always like, gosh.
If you had to choose, packed lunch or school dinners? Because the thing about school dinners is that you have to wait in line.
Yeah, but the thing is with packed, the benefit of doing school dinners is that you have warm food. It's there already, and like the benefit of doing packed lunch is that you could eat outside, or you could just go straight through and eat on the tables. But I would prefer school. Actually, no, I would prefer packed lunch because school meals they were nasty at the end.
School meals were a bit like gambling with crappy food that even prisoners were fed better than we were. And it was just horrible. And you get the odd days, odd occasional days when you feed actual decent food.
Like the fish and chips.
You remember, like, we never really spent our money in canteens. We used to like save up and
eat outside.
Chips and burgers and wings and all that bad fast food.
But now
here's advice for you: don't eat fast food as a young, because you'll get fat. And then when you're 16 and you say something in the mirror and you're thinking fat,
and then you'll be paid for it.
You'll regret
throughout going to the gym, walking basically everywhere.
My worst subject in school, PE. I hated. Hate is not even a word. I don't know any stronger word than hate, but I absolutely hated the thought of PE.
I basically loved PE. I thought it was an awesome subject.
PE was hell on earth.
What?
You get back to your lives, okay?
Well, honestly, like, you know, let's talk about the food situation for a second. Like, you know, if you're not going to eat healthy, then you want to exercise, do all of that while you're in school. So when you're outside in the real world, that you'll kind of just get used to the pattern. Like, you'll start going to the gym, start running, doing all sorts of things.
Okay.
Particularly love PE. It wasn't my favourite subject, but I was okay with it. Horror stories. I guess the worst thing that actually happened was it was snowing outside. We had to wear shorts and we had to go out for a 12-minute run. That was probably the worst thing I've had to do. And we weren't even allowed to stop. If we slowed down even a little bit, we would just get shouted at by our teachers. Not to mention having like scrapes all over your elbows.
Exactly. It was really horrible. It was really horrible.
12-minute run was basically just when you just run around the field.
You had to run for 12 minutes and they would time you.
Without stopping, yeah.
First of all, PE is not about exercise. It's to torture kids. It is essentially sadistic adults torturing kids.
No.
First of all,
no.
and the locker rooms or the changing rooms, what we call them,
Locker rooms.
it was a mixture of homoeroticism and theft.
How?
This is
how? Okay,
pantsing.
okay,
It's
fair,
called
okay.
pantsing, whereby kids would like go around and pull down the pants of other kids for the amusement of the crowd. When you go into the PE room, changing room, sit down. If you don't sit down, you are flashing your ass to the pants. You always sit down when you get changed. That's what I learned. Theft. There are some kleptomaniacs in every year of every high school. So if you have a phone, you have to give it to a box or you have to hide it deep into your bag. And multiple times you had kids having their iPod stolen or anything valuable.
Yeah, but it just seems like they're just so sad that they just can't afford it for themselves.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. No other lesson in school. There's another lesson where you can expect to be robbed. You will not be robbed in maths or English, but in PE, no. PE is part of the program. You'll be robbed, and not just valuable. Sometimes it can be like someone stole my tie. Sometimes you walk around with no tie,
and then you get blamed by like every teacher. I get where you're coming from.
And this freaking lady go off on kids. Cause they don't freaking get this crap.
If you would just get up and
is that a teacher?
handed them a freaking package.
This is huge.
Kids in here don't learn like that. They need to learn face to face. You're just getting mad because I'm pointing out the obvious and you're too late.
Wasting my time.
No, I'm not wasting your time. I'm telling you what you need to do.
Get out.
You want kids to come in your class, you want them to get excited for this, you gotta come in here, you gotta make them excited. You want a kid to change and start doing better, you gotta touch his freaking heart. Can't expect a kid to change if all you do is just tell him. You gotta take this job serious. This is the future of this nation. And when you come in here, like you did last time, and make a statement about, oh, this is my paycheck, indeed it is. But this is my country's future and my education.
God, it's always about my country.
Why is it patriotic? No one cares in our country.
When I'm not bitching, but simply making an observation. And now I will leave. You're welcome. And if you would like, I'll teach you a little more so you can actually learn how to teach a freaking class. Because since I got here,
it's so like emotional.
It doesn't. It happened last year.
They wouldn't listen. They
didn't like get out before we even said one word. You stand up, get out.
He stuck it on her.
Yes. Okay, I agree with what he's saying. I don't agree with the way he like done that because he disrupted the whole class. That's not going to get anywhere. That's not going to help anyone. Obviously, the teacher's not going to listen to him if you're talking in that manner. They're not gonna think you're.
I don't know. I like the way he did it. I think if the whole class had got behind him, then you can't have anything. Like you don't have anything. But
yeah, but a teacher's not going to listen to a teacher's not going to go. Oh wait, a student has showed me the error.
Yeah, but if the whole class if the whole class had got behind him, it wasn't just him talking, saying, "Oh, you only teach through like giving us packs of work to do." If they'd all said, "Yeah, that's actually true," then they have no choice.
Well, he clearly had some issues against his teacher, and he didn't like her for some reason. But I think he was wrong in what he was saying to her in front of the whole class. I think he should have just left the room at that moment and let her get on with teaching the rest of his class. And then if he honestly did have an issue with the teacher, just spoken to her about it.
Most students were actually thinking the same thing, but only he had the courage to actually stuck up and be like, you know what, you're not teaching us right. It's just stuff like that. And I think that either complain to your head of year or the head of department to either change the way they are teaching or get rid of them.
But obviously you're going to get teachers that can't teach. We had the teacher that couldn't teach. The whole class complained about him, but we still got him a year later because he was a senior member. No one cared. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to like that guy did. He went out. He's probably gone out and he's probably like, all right, I've got to teach myself. That's what you've got to do. You've got to take it up on yourself now.
And I get why he was angry. He's not really being taught. He's just reading stuff.
Here's the thing. We've all had teachers like that. I can remember at least. 3 to my head, and for legal reasons, we won't name names, but you know who you are. You know who you are. Terrible teachers.
It reminds me of when we had like a substitute teacher, and he wouldn't really teach us. We'd just be there reading something off the board.
You can't blame the teacher for you failing at the end of the day.
What he did made a difference. Maybe that was the right thing to do.
I had a maths teacher, and she was horrible as a teacher. First which we do, she divided the class essentially into a girls at the front, boys at the back.
Oh, so kind of show that she didn't care about you guys.
It was a gender segregation. She ignored the boys, and the worst thing I hate the most was whenever there was a problem that one of us could not solve, she would write up on the board to let the smarter kids try to answer it, and then she would piggyback on their so said, yep, I wanted you to question that. When actually, I understand that kind of teaching, but most of the time she didn't know what she was doing.
It's like it doesn't help anyone.
As more and more kids use the internet, they're learning more off the internet and less from teachers.
Yeah, that's true. Because everything's online now. Like you can even get like tutorial videos of actual teachers, like teaching the subject that you might have struggled with. So it's really helpful for like students.
He says the problem with teachers is what's a kid gonna learn from someone who decided his best option in life is to become a teacher? I mean, you're a teacher, Taylor. Be honest. What do you make? And I wish he hadn't done that. Asked me to be honest because you see, I have a policy about honesty and ass-kicking, which is, if you ask for it, then I have to let you have it. You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I can make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor, and I can make an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your very best? You want to know what I make? I make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute silence. No, you cannot work in groups. No, you can't ask a question. So put your hand down. Why won't I let you go to the bathroom? Because you're bored and you don't really have to go, do you? You want to know what I make? I make parents tremble in fear when I call home at around dinner time. Hi, this is Mr. Molly. I hope I haven't called at a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something that your son did today. He said, leave the kid alone. I still cry sometimes, don't you? And it was the noblest act of courage that I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and who they can be. You want to know what I make? I make kids question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write, and then I make them read. I make them spell definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, over and over again until they will never misspell either one of those words again. I make them show all their work in math and then hide it on their final drafts in English. I make them realize that if you got this, then you follow this. And if somebody tries to judge you based on what you make, you give them this. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. I make a goddamn difference. Now what about you?
I think what he's saying is pretty true, actually. Like, he may have exaggerated it a little bit, but what he said is pretty true, because that's what teachers are supposed to do, at least what most teachers are supposed to do.
I think high school teachers, and if you go further up, so higher up in the education system, they are more valued in society, I think. I think primary school teachers certainly have like a sort of stigma attached to them, that they haven't specialised into any particular subject. But yeah, I don't think they have like a bad name in society or anything.
There are some great teachers out there, and I come up with some great teachers. There was one teacher who made our class really work hard, and we didn't let anyone. But there are also teachers who are there as a job, and
it's not like they have an interest in it as well. It's just like, you know, I think that they just kind of just gave up.
I think teachers do make a difference. I think they're an integral part of our society, and not many people realise that, but they are really important in teaching children loads of different things for their lives and for their futures, and I think they're really good. The best advice I could give to a student in terms of dealing with a teacher would be to, and if you ever do have a problem with them, I say just talk to them about it. Just go to them whenever they're free and just talk it through.
Every student's entitled to having a voice, but maybe at some schools teachers and kids don't have a good relationship or a good what's the thing, like there's nothing to, they can't communicate well because there's nothing in the middle.
I would say most teachers are there to help you, so just trust them and let them do their job rather than just questioning them, because they know where they're supposed to get you, but essentially it just comes down to you in the end what you're supposed to be doing. So if you just trust yourself and you trust your teachers, you can't really go wrong.
Workload has always been okay, except when it came to holiday homework.
Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely.
We used to get like those really fat booklets that we had to. And the worst thing is, they never actually marked them. We were supposed to do all of the questions in that.
But they always expected you to do it.
Yeah. And
that was the worst thing when you came in on that day back from school with like these huge booklets in your bag and they were all done and they never really asked for them back.
Exactly. Never been drowning in work.
Except when it came to A-levels though.
Well, I guess like when it came close to like doing revision and stuff, then like yeah my room was drowning in papers. But aside from that, I think I've always been on top of my work.
Yeah, I think for me, I've always tried to be on top of it, but I've always just had a lot of work.
Yeah.
Some subjects more than others, but I've always had a lot that I've had to balance around everything. And
especially
for me, that was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Just trying to like still do my revision, but obviously you don't want to, you know, not go out with your friends, and you want to have like a balance.
Yeah.
But it was hard to do, especially around revision and exam time.
Because especially for GCSEs and stuff, you'd have so many subjects, and I know many of the subjects that I chose had loads of coursework, and that would take a long time to complete. With revision, don't do too much in one go. You won't learn anything.
Spread it out.
Yeah, spread it out.
Take short, frequent breaks. I always found that if I took a really long break and say if I left my room and I went downstairs to watch TV, I would never go back. I'd always find something really interesting and just sit there for like the whole day, and then I could feel really guilty in the evening that I haven't done as much as I could have.
You go first.
I use loads of like, but I remember for a whole year I used to just use the whole one because I got so bored of just picking up new ones. So I used to get a big bundle of, I didn't have a name for it, I just used to get a big bundle of random paper that I collected over the years, and like that was just always in my bag.
Scrap paper.
So when then they used to come around asking for homework, you get the bundle out and slowly look through it, and after 2 minutes of the teacher standing and waiting there, they would move on and like forget about you, so you was like, got away with it.
Yeah, when you get teachers that like they wait for you, they just
but
like
then
sit
you act
there.
so surprised when you can't find it, when you look through the whole bundle like, I don't know where it could have gone. Where the hell did I put it? And you act so upset with yourself that they don't have to be, so you're okay. Yeah.
That's actually really good.
I actually do my stuff, not like you.
I used to send them an email either from my phone or from my home account and say, please find attached my homework, and then there'd be no document, and I'd say, oh sorry miss, there was I sent it from my home for you, I must have forgotten to attach it, I'll do it when I get home.
I liked it when the whole class joined in, so whenever a teacher used to decide, like, we used to decide as a class whether we was going to do the homework or not, and if no one done it, we'd just be like, so you didn't set us any homework.
The main change for high school is phones. My first phone, I had it in year 7, it was a Nokia brick phone, no camera, it was a black and green, and the only game I had on that phone was Snake.
Oh, Snake.
What would we do with that phone? But now, I see kids in year 7, even younger, they have Blackberries and iPhones, smartphones with internet connection, and they're so connected. And this is the worst thing. I don't know why kids feel like this somehow makes them invincible.
Yeah, because like, the teacher can see you looking down at your phone.
It's either looking at phone or you're looking at your penis. Okay.
Yeah.
So either way, the teacher's doing something else. If you do get your phone on here, take out the SIM.
Yeah, definitely. To take out things, so at least you can put it in another phone that you can still use it. Because with my phone, it's like a lifeline now.
How have you changed as a person?
I think when I was in year 7, I was a lot more shy than I was now.
Yeah, I think it was the same for me actually.
And I think now I've developed and I've become a lot more confident.
Yeah, I find it much easier to talk to people as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I've done many things.
Yeah.
Not okay. It's not made me out to be a monster, but like okay. This is what I done.
Not to be a monster.
Okay, it's not really embarrassing to me because I kind of like flipped it around. There was this girl. I'm not gonna mention names, but I'm sure people in my school will know who I'm talking about as soon as I mention the story. I liked her, and I brought her makeup as a present to try and ask her out, which I didn't realise at the time was kind of stupid because like, if you like a girl, never get her makeup. That's my advice to you. Okay.
Why should you never get her makeup?
Because they take it as an insult. Apparently, it's a very insulting gesture. Like, do I need makeup? And she actually came to me. She's like, when we spoke like years after, she was like, "You got me makeup." Do you know how rude that was? And I was like, yes, I'm very sorry. It was my sister's fault. She gave me the wrong advice, so I blame her. And that was a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think my most embarrassing situation when I think I was in year 8, where I was talking to this girl and like, don't worry, she was pretty, she was alright. And the thing I was talking to her normally about just like random stuff, and then like
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon days. But anyways, and then this idiot came behind me, yeah, and he basically, it was the wrong day to wear bright blue boxer shorts, yeah, with a skull on the side that says rules are meant to be broken.
Oh, the irony.
And for him to pants me and me to look down and went, holy, like, and I lifted him back up and I just walked away.
Where was this?
This was
in the playground.
It was in the playground. It was near the football cages, and I was just there like, why? Did you really want to see my penis that bad?
Did you know who I blamed for that? PE. Wait, did this? Who was it? How many people saw you?
It was basically most of the football people and the people who were around us.
So basically, it was worse about that. A bunch of guys saw you getting exposed and laughed at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of got into a fight from my year 11 prom, and I had a guy, like I grabbed him and pushed him against the wall while everyone was watching me, and all the teachers were around me.
The silly thing was, what was the fight about? What was the fight about?
I don't remember. It was a fight that had continued for a while. It was a fight
because they had a fight.
Yeah, it was basically a fight over a fight.
Stupid that is.
But it's fine because I would have gone back and changed. I would have gone back and told myself, why did you not finish the fight? Because you would have won it.
See the arrogance I'm talking about right there.
But it's not arrogant, it's just true.
I see PE not really in my favour.
My most embarrassing situation also happened during a PE. Where it was something I almost drowned. And this is a true story. It was in year 8. There's a saying that only stupid people drown because they don't know that they can't swim. Yeah, so I think I was one of those people. I thought I could swim, and it turns out halfway through I didn't know I could swim. I didn't swim, so at first I started swimming. And this is being even more stupid. I chose to swim not in the lanes where you had the wall where you could fall through the wall.
Yeah.
I started to swim in the middle of the pool.
Oh wait, I was there, yeah. And the teacher
Shut up, this is my story. Yeah, screw you. And I was swimming in the middle of it was a deep pool. It was like, I think it was
almost
6.5 foot, 6.5. It was really tall, like literally I could have died in there. I was swimming. At first I thought, wow, I'm doing it. Then I said, well, okay, I'm not moving. Okay, I'm going down. And I literally started bobbing up and down until the PE teacher had to jump in and drag me out. And after that...
And what happened to the PE teacher?
His phone was destroyed because of the water.
And after that...
Hey, he should put the phone down. The reason why I was embarrassing is that after that, I got the nickname Fish, which is a twist of irony because normally Fish are too pussy. Hey, Fish, say what you are not. Yeah, and everyone like, at first I took it like really seriously, like oh crap, like is this what I'm gonna be?
And you know who came up with that? The PE teachers.
They were merciless. Some of the PE teachers were merciless. But my advice to like, if something embarrassing, don't let it get to you. Like spin it around and make it end. Like after that, after that I started to laugh at yourself, and it's only when you can laugh at yourself, when you can laugh at it, you can deal with it. So I started laughing. I started telling the story myself because I became more comfortable with what happened, and more importantly, it motivated me to learn how to swim. So how have you developed as a person for the better and worse since year 7?
Well, for the better, I think I've developed like being more confident, like within stuff, kind of like situations. I know how to handle them better. Yeah, that's really it, really, for confidence. And I'm able to get out there, not be nervous, like meeting new people. And let's say going to like an interview, I don't go, what can I say now? And I think for the worst, got too much facial hair on my face. It's just way too much of like, what can I handle? Because the thing is like let's say if I got to cut my hair, I got to cut my beard too. That got to shave, that got all that. It's time consuming.
You know what? At least you have facial hair. That's the thing is this, and this is true. There wasn't that much to improve upon.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry, but I was pretty good. Like,
come on, we even got one thing.
How about I improved? Okay, worse. Okay, I got better in the sense that my deep flaw is that lying. Not in the sense that I lied to get out of trouble or lied to get trouble. Lying in the sense that,
in general.
No, it's like for comic purposes, like for example, if you happen to break a leg, I can develop a whole story about you breaking your leg and tell people and make them believe that it's true.
So maybe you used to stir the pot when it's
I was the wooden spoon. I was the best wooden spoon you've ever seen. But the thing is though, so sometimes I would stir the pot too much. I would cross the line to the point where the soup would spill out. And it's not fun when the soup spills out, can you? I mean, it's good to stir the pot, but when the soup spills out, that's it, you gotta stop. But I think I've learned to recognize where the line is and to stop. I'm doing less as well. But the problem is that I love it. I think it's a disease. I can't stop it. It's what I love doing.
No, it's an addiction, Mo. It's an addiction.
It's part of me now. It's too long.
You need to go rehab for that.
Yay!
I have a question.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, what's your question?
When you ask us questions, do you want us to look that way or look at each other?
I think we should look at each other. So
we have to have a conversation.
But I like once in a while look at the camera and look back.
What, like, do
So that one subject removed off the national curriculum.
Wait, I didn't think about this. Oh my god. Citizenship.
What's the name of this?
It's rolling.
I scored in one word.
Relationships. Is the camera still on?
Let me call one. Hey, Pepe, let me go.
Get me Connor, Pepe. You know, man.
Pepe, shut up. Pepe, Raul, Emilio. Go get a job.
No way.